lot better today. I may not say that, and then 30 minutes later, you ask for prayer again. Thank y'all, man. Thank y'all for praying for me yesterday. Man, I was going through it. Humble yourself. You resist the proud, but give it grace, 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 grace. This weather done changed up on us all of a sudden, man. We go from being in the 70s back to being in the 60s, straight up in the 50s this morning. I think it was in the 40s yesterday. It was raining. Oh, it was nasty yesterday, man. And I had the audacity to get outside and come walking around with a mouthful of metal in my mouthful of screws in my gums. I was on some good dope yesterday. That dope wore off though, man. Yeah, it wore off. We paid for that. Boy, she don't never stop finding stuff to get into. Like a little fox. What you found? Honey, keep it moving. Keep it moving. Cars all over the place. Oh. Peace, God. Peace. Be a good sunset, a sunrise. April 19th, 7 o'clock in the morning. Lake Como. Smoke on the water. The water's warm. It's warmer than the air. It's giving the illusion that it's smoking, but it's actually that the air is becoming moving slower. The air is becoming denser as it comes into contact with the water. It's like it's magic, man. It's magical. Alchemy. I think that's what they call it, alchemy. I don't know. What are the four principal elements? You got all of them out here. You got air, water, earth, or is it fire? Looking for some fire. Four primordial elements. You know, I kind of want to walk on the bridge this morning. Hey, look over here. Oh boy, it's like driving in the mountains in Pennsylvania, boy. Clouds be done fogged up the whole road. You know, it's just like driving in the mountains, man. Tennessee, Smoky Mountains, boy. Going through Interstate 40, going up through them Smoky Mountains, out there in Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge, Dandy Ridge. Yo, for some reason I had a dream last night that I was back in the truck. I don't know what it was, but I think I was driving. This right here is just like being in the mountains. You know, being over in Massachusetts, Connecticut. Connecticut is a pretty cool state. Pretty cool place, man. Bunch of muckety mucks. Bunch of liberals. As Brother Shabazz would say, bunch of them northern foxes. Hey girl. Hey girly girl. You sleep good last night? Ooh, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. Don't break it. Ooh. Took your mama 9 months to make it. Shake it. Don't break it. Shake it, shake it. Boy, if I was a photojournalist, I knew anything about photography, I'd make some money, man. Straight up. This is how you make money, man. Figuring out things to do. Making a value. That's really what I'm about, man. I really am. I'm really not about the almighty. I'm like, man, how can I create some sort of value in my world? And you know, I listened to some people, studying about Egypt and stuff like that. They used the barter system. You know, people would use goods and services and barter. That's how things were. That's how our early ancestors had a communal service. They serviced each other. You know, it was a communal lifestyle. Some people would say communists gets their that's where they get the word communist from. Communal lifestyle where people share and live in close knit family bonds. They don't want none of that. They want us to be separated. They don't want the mothers with the kids. They don't want the kids to respect the parents. So yeah, I heard people say that's the only way for us to really come back is to become more communal. We have to be more Africanized than Europeanized. I know I keep harping on the European theme, man, but we are descendants of Africans. And those northern liberals and those southern foxes, their mother is from Europe, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, what works for them has been forced upon everybody. The economy, the very social structure of everyday life. Neely Fuller Jr. said that there are 9 areas of all human activity that we are involved in any given point of every day. He broke it down in his book, The United Independent Compensatory Code, Strategy, and Workbook. That's his book. That's the name of the book. But he came up with these 9 areas of human areas, and they go. I'm gonna list them off. There are 9 areas. It's economics, which is what we're talking about right now. Education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, and more. And you think about it, I'll name them off again. Economics, always thinking about money, always thinking about how the world's gonna keep turning, right? Education, we've been taught what we have been taught. Entertainment, we are the stories we can recite. Life imitates art, you know what I mean? And sometimes art imitates life. So politics, well, we already know politics is governance. Every civilization has politics, and some of us are more geared towards understanding politics, but whatever. Labor, gotta work. If a man doesn't work, that's what the Bible say. All right, so that's 5 right there. Law. Man cannot do whatever he feels like he wants to do. Man has to come under contract to be a part of a populace. Man must be made to understand his place, right? Law. Religion. There must be a system of there must be a hierarchy that governs the affairs of the morals and ethics. Morals and ethics, basically. Religion is morals and ethics. It's kind of a Western idea. It comes from Greece and Rome. Morals and ethics. And then sex. Sex is an area that we all have to somehow figure out. We have to all figure that out. Somehow, some way, we have to make that is a part of everybody. That's a part of everybody. And I'll leave that alone. And then war. War is diplomacy, and diplomacy is war. So, yeah, as you can see, America has mastered the art of war. And yeah, so Dr. Fuller, he's not a doctor. but he was a central figure in the black consciousness, and he's still very important to a lot of young people, because he helps us to see that, okay, you want to get out here and you want to change the world. But he said most of the time the difference between the non-white people of the world, and there's three types of people. There's the racist, man and woman. There's the white man, white woman, and then there's the non-white people. So there's three different classifications. And he said in the beginning, he said, the people with the power normally don't have the will. And he said the people with the will normally don't have the power. And he said, for us, non-white people of the world, we have to try to replace the system of white supremacy with a system of truth and justice. If we're ever to enact a world, what would a world be like? He said there's never been a world, there's never been a time where there hasn't been a system of white supremacy. But he said there are three. I got that from, like, there's three different types of people, because when you get into the awareness movement, consciousness, there's just a lot of anger. There's a lot of emotions, period, right? There's just a lot of emotions. And he says that, be careful and, don't make it a practice of using the little wisdom that you have to keep yourself up. First and foremost, it's survival. It's survival. And but he also says a lot of things. It's kind of like it's a textbook. That book is probably like 500 pages too. I have that book. I have Exploding the Myths, The Nile Valley Contributions to Civilization by Anthony T. Browder, Volume 1. I'm reading that. I'm still trying to keep up on Killing Rage, Ending Racism by Bell Hooks. I got 3 books I gotta work on, and I haven't really. But I read some of the Dr. Neely Fuller's book yesterday. That's what I was doing yesterday morning, about 3:30. It's kind of like a meditation. But yeah, it's kind of like the code. He said until we all just kind of come together collectively, and because he says that wherever we go, we're always going to experience some sort of hostility. But the only way to kind of balance that out is to be very logical. And I'm kind of struggling with the logical part about it, because I'm just becoming aware of the injustices and the overall condition of things. Like, man, the condition of our people has not changed a whole lot. And as a matter of fact, it has gotten worse, because, we are just creatures of habit, and after a certain time, you can't change, and you don't want to change, and you don't necessarily see the value in trying to be a part of a movement. It's like, man, it's all these different things, and it's like getting up and, you get up to get knocked down. It's kind of like that type of. It really is. You get up, and you're gonna get knocked back down. So, and being logical is kind of hard to do when you're getting knocked down all the time. You're getting your feet kicked out from under you all the time. You're getting slapped in the face with the harsh realities. And that may just be, because I haven't matured, or I haven't, been practicing this long enough. And I know it's a lifestyle too. I know it's not just something like a fad for me. I really do believe that I was experiencing a lot of trauma over the road, and I really couldn't put my finger on it. I experienced a lot of trauma and a lot of just very like moments full of like tension that didn't need to have that much tension in them, but I kept experiencing them, and and then it kept dawning on me that the climate politically in America was not like a really modern day. It was like we were rehearsing something that we'd already. It's like people were learning how to be afraid. People were learning how to be proud, and it was like, oh wow, we're in a moment where this could be another civil war. This could be. It just seemed like that to me. It seemed like we were getting ready. And I don't know. I don't know if I just might have been overly, whatever. But whatever it was, man, I felt that like that impending doom. Like at any moment, the powder keg could. And Malcolm always talked about the racial powder keg in America. He said, all it would take was one situation, and it'd be martial law, and you'd have militias out here, locking down things, and civilization as we know it would be very much a different reality, like a Terminator. But instead of the Civil War, America decided to go towards war with the Middle East again. So I still think we could go into a civil war. I still think that there are a lot of different forces in this country that are plotting for destruction and control chaos. Because I think where there's a lot of chaos and confusion, that's when a lot of evil and a lot of people who are malicious, like Hitler, Mussolini, Trump, they become demigods. People look for somebody to come in and take control, be the strong man. And usually they put a person like him up to do their bidding. Just like there's a Christ that arises out of the fire, there's an Antichrist. And I always got that feeling, man, like, man, there's this constant chaos and confusion in the land. People are trying to figure it out. It's just a matter of time before, we get a dictator in the land, and that's just what it is. And but it's a cyclical nature. Things happen, and it's not really a lot that you can do about it. But be logical. Try to survive. Try to educate and inspire people as you go. But life is life. Life is life. Yo, this is your man, a show about me. I can see clearly now all of the obstacles in my way. Gonna be a bright day.